going on? It's been a little bit, huh? We've been kind of busy. Our last two race weekends went like crap. If you follow us at all, just figured I'd kind of give a small update. Weather still sucks in Florida. We rained out last weekend. I think we rained out a couple weekends before we left. We raced kind of back-to-back weekends before we went to Eldora. That was fun. Went to Deep South. I love Deep South. And around about 7th, 8th, and blew a tire on night 2. Night 1 wasn't nothing to write home about. And went up north, got in a wreck, tore up a bunch of stuff. We rebuilt it, had a fuel leak, didn't race on night 2, so made the trip up to North Georgia, didn't race either night. We're hobby guys. We don't have everything. We have most of the things, but it is what it is, man. Racing's expensive, and it's hard to have every single thing as a backup in there. It's kind of a lower budget year for us. Didn't help that we came off like 2 engine rebuilds over the off season, and anyways, blah blah blah. Racing's expensive. So anywho, just want to do a small update. The biggest thing I want to talk about is the race that I'm promoting. As I am a driver who really wants to race more, I'm a driver who wants to help our sport, and so I've tossed my hat into the ring, and I'm on year 2 of promoting a race, and it's tough, man. Not being a name that promotes races, it's really hard to get a race rolling for decent pay without costing money. I understand, but I feel like I ain't nobody. I do race a lot. I've been racing for a while, but last year we brought too much money to the table for the purse that was there, and we're here for year 2, and we're racing October 4th at Alltech Raceway, and I need sponsorship to help push that one too. So if you want to help a guy who wants to help the sport, all the money that I get for the racing, man, it ain't to help fund my racing at all. It's really to start an event that can help sprint car racing in the South. I want to help. I can't afford to own a track. I can't even afford to race this 360 all by myself. If I didn't have the help that I have, I would be just playing iRacing and video games, man. It is definitely more important for me to make sure that my lifestyle at home is not bothered by my racing, unless it comes to my kids and them doing it, but that's coming. But racing's expensive. We tear up a bunch of stuff, and got a couple cars over here. The dirty garage, it's still here, but man, we promoted a race last year, going to do the same thing. I really wanted to make it a 2-day show. I was not able to. It sucks, man, without having like a big sponsor just to fall forward with. These tracks just don't want to take the risk. Sprint cars cost a lot of money. Just a cheap base purse is like $11,500, and then the track is like basically $10,000 to operate in a night, so that's $20,000 right off the rip. And they got to pay the other classes, and they got to hope enough cars show up in those classes to pay for themselves. What's really become the habit of tracks is they've really stepped back. Like, the purse hasn't grown, but the cost of racing has multiplied by 5. So what it used to cost to go racing 25 years ago is quadrupled, but the cost of the purse is still the same. Now the electric bill is more, and insurance is more, and all that for the tracks, but it's tough out here, man. And trying to promote a race, I mean, I completely understand it. I promoted it last year. I was able to get a lot of funding towards it. got a decent purse, but it was just one night at the very end of the year, and man, everybody had a reason why they couldn't come, whether their car was already tore down because it was the off season to whatever. You know, I right up until race week, I thought I had 30 cars coming, and then we ended up with 24, and everybody's like, "That's great! It's amazing! You got a full show." That didn't help us for this year. 30 cars last year would have helped us for this year. And then we were really banking on Alltech's June race that we raced last year with USCS, and that was going to be like, it's a Friday night show. How's it going to be? You know, it's football season in October, so people were nervous about that. And it rained out. We didn't get to race it, so the track didn't get to see the sprint cars come to the track. We didn't get to find a race to help build the hype for another race. Last year, they were able to get a sponsor, made a free admission, and then it was 35 degrees out, so it was freezing cold, so we didn't have anything to lean back on. Just the sample size for racing down here is just so small. Sprint cars coming to this track is just, it just ain't working, man. So I completely understand why the tracks don't want to work with us. So I'm just biting the bullet to promote the race. If I'm going to promote a race, I'm going to do something that means something to me, and I'm going to do it for Dad. So if you own a business, or if you don't own a business, right, I'm trying to find enough money to make it the purse there. And if I had enough money to pay for the complete first night purse, that would be the only way that we could do it. I would have to have probably $25,000 in sponsorship to have a 2-night show, honestly. I'm hoping I only have to bring $10,000 this year and have a pretty good purse. But you know, I do trophies, I would do checks. I paid the sanction fee for a series to be there. It was expensive, and that's not how promoters make money. And with being a 2-day show, man, I tried. I mean, I tried. I'm making this after the fact in the video, and I'm gonna have to insert it in here. But I tried with Alltech, and without, you know, the knowing what we were going to be able to make or making money in the first sprint car show that got rained out, like taking the risk for a 2-day show just is too scary. You know, they already could lose money on just a single-day show, and then you double that. And Friday nights on a 2-day show, or definitely a lot less people show up. It don't matter. People just, they pick one or the other when they go, and they usually pick the main night on Saturday night. Reach out to North Florida. They can't do it. It's just a tough year on them already with all the rainouts, and they've already got a couple big shows in their books, and just risking it with the sprint car show is just not what they can do. Need More can't run a Friday night show at that time of the year. It's football season, and they're too nervous about the fans not coming because it's football season. Dothan can't run that Friday night because they have the drag strip running. And then I was like, man, let me see if we can get Volusia. And apparently, after one of their next shows, all the equipment's going to New York to turn Weekend, I think that's the name of the track, into a dirt track for that week. So they won't even have equipment in here to try to even ask them. And Hendry County's 5 hours further south. I was trying to get a track on the north side, so guys would be more tempted to travel down to us, but also not be too far away from the track. Like Need More is like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Dothan was like 3 hours. Going past that 3-hour mark, I just wouldn't feel good on making our guys drive from the south past Alltech there. Alltech and Lake City were really, you know, what I wanted. You know, they're only, like 30 minutes from each other, so that would have been a really good tango. But or just do a 2-day show at Alltech and have like a concert and all that stuff Friday night after the races, but just couldn't do it, man. I tried. Money, money, money. We need it. And if we still could, but it would literally just take money to pay for the funding, which is what I said in a different part of the clip. We flipped that coin, and I'm a hobby racer. And as a hobby racer, I would love to be a professional racer. I don't think it's just in the cards for me. But as a hobby racer, it's almost like we're supposed to find out how much money we're willing to lose to support the sport that we love, right? So, I mean, we get paid, and the guys that kick our butts break even. But outside of winning the races, you don't make any money, honestly. If you're not hooked up with a business owner that can use it as a tax write-off, you ain't doing anything down here in the South. We're not marketable enough to get sponsorship to pay for it. So in all reality, you end up with a business owner who can use it as a tax write-off and who just loves racing. If you look at the professional spots of racing, you got Husitz on David Gravel's car. You got Tony Stewart with their big stuff. Those are sponsors. You got Jason Johnson that's able to find sponsors. You got Tarleton. They sponsor their own car. Ruding Racing sponsors their own car. More cars than not have owners that just love racing. And they spend all the money in the world just to hope they can break even. That's all it is. These guys want to break even. They want to just be a part of the sport they love. And so do I. I just don't have a lot of money to put to it, honestly. I'm an electrician. I'm a project manager for a local company here in Ocala. And I'm lucky enough to be able to take off a lot of Fridays if I want to and go to Eldora for vacation and do all that other stuff. But it's just tough. It's tough, man. Sometimes it's just frustrating. You lose motivation in it. You know, you work on it more than you race it. It costs more than you make. I know Russ spent way too much money the first couple of years that he was getting this rolling, and having all of our motor issues didn't help. Destroying 3 cars didn't help, which he don't really care about destroying the cars, you know, as long as we're running good. But, you know, still sucks. Still got to rebuild it all. And as you see in here, those are my cars, and Russ, they're older. I think the 2012 GF1 and 2015 GF1, Russ, those are my cars. Russ doesn't want to use them, which I understand. But this is just what we got, you know. We can complain about it or we can move on. The future of our sport really depends on guys like myself. I'm trying to get my feet wet. In a perfect world, I would be able to have sponsorship to be able to do it. But, you know, I can see why promoters don't want to promote. I can see why tracks don't want to take the risk. I see it, man. I understand. Do I like it? No. Because, you know, I love being on this side of the sport. But, you know, it's getting to the point where, like, my kids might race or they play sports or we promote. And I would rather do stuff with my kids. Obviously, you'd rather do it with your family. But, like, all the promoters and people trying to promote stuff are trying to do it to make a living. I'm trying to promote a race, and I can't do it without your help. I really can't. So hopefully a bunch of you guys will jump out and help me. And, you know, if you got a business that you pay taxes on, like you should, because you're in America, and you rather pay somebody to have fun rather than just give it to the government to spend it on Ukraine or something. We got a team right here in Southern Florida. I would like to do a whole lot more. I would like to help the sport. I would like to make these things non-wing. I think that'd be cool. It's got a motor in it, the old Top Gun stuff. I got a really cool idea on making that a series, but is it worth the hassle, right? I promoted the one race last year, and it was all my ideas, and I brought people into it, but holy crap, that was a lot of work. It was a lot of work leading all the way up to it. Now, it was very gratifying to win it. You know, I want to win versus guys that beat me all year long, and that was what happened, man. In the last 15 years of racing, Tyler Clem, Danny Martin Jr., Matt Kurt, well, Matt didn't make it last year, but Amerson and a few other people, man, they've kicked my butt. I think Amerson, he showed up like 8 races last year, won 4 or 5 of them, so it was nice that I beat him on one of them. Danny Martin went like undefeated in 2012. I mean, he's a year older than I am, and he's won more races than I've raced, period, like in total. Tyler Clem's had good years, and he's been able to race all kinds of stuff. So it was nice to be able to put on a race and be the inaugural winner. That was definitely not what I thought would happen, but that's what you want. So, you know, the first track I tried to promote at, they told me that I shouldn't race in my own race because it could show favoritism. And so I hired a sanctioned body that teched, and they teched. I mean, I paid for tire samples. I had my own tire sampled. Had the motors tech, like they tech like 3 different things. They checked the lift of the cam and a couple other things. So I mean, Top Gun did an awesome job with the race last year. The confusions and stuff in it with scoring wasn't their fault, but you know, I hope we will fix that this year. October 4th, if you're still here, still listening, October 4th is a race that I need a lot of people to show up at. We have to prove more to get more. And we're just going to need another year of this being a regional race. I don't think we can get another date. I honestly don't. So we'll probably end up just having practice on Friday night and maybe having a little pre-party. Dad would like that. And I got a couple ideas for the day of the race to try to get fans to come to the show. But if you have any ideas, comment. I want to hear what you got. And then another thing, you know, what's really sucked about us raining out like 12 times this year is we haven't raced. And I got this thing right here full of t-shirts. You know, 'cause I got an awesome sponsor. I got awesome supporters that I just want to try to find ways to make money. And if you need some Grewball merchandise, hit us up. These $6 shirts, they cost us 12 bucks. We're giving them away. These cost 12 bucks. They're only $10. Help us make a little bit of money back. You know, that's the part that people don't see, man. These outlaw guys and stuff like that, man, they're cool. They're awesome. But they sell a lot of stuff. It's worth everything for them to. It's worth for them to make all their t-shirt stuff because they sell $6,000 or $7,000 a night. We're very happy if we sell $500 or $600 a night. It pays for the trip. It don't. We sell these t-shirts and it's glorious on the outside, but at the end of the day, with how much Shopify cost, and then now we have to take another truck and everything to the track, it's a wash if we do good. And the only way to actually sell t-shirts is to run good in the beginning of the night. We didn't take t-shirts to Georgia. We took the t-shirt trailer to Deep South and we did good. I love you guys at Deep South. You're awesome. We didn't take the t-shirt trailer to Georgia because we didn't have anybody to sell for us. And that's another whole fight in its own. You got to pay the people to sell for you. And usually my mom does it, but she just couldn't do it that time. She just deserves vacations. But we took 2 t-shirt designs with us. We hung them from the trailer both nights. We got wrecked in the heat race. We were involved in a wreck, I should say. And weren't able to race the rest of the night. We were wrecked right at the beginning of the heat race, so we didn't even show anything in the heat race. And then night 2, we had a bad pill draw, so we started dead last 2 nights in a row. Or no, we started dead last on that one, and made it up to 5th, and was battling for 4th, and then didn't get the race again because we had a bad fuel leak and safeties first. And we didn't sell 1 t-shirt. We didn't sell 1 t-shirt. I do have ideas for trying to make it to where it's more worth the stuff. If you're a driver that races in our area and you're kind of nervous to take the whole jump on t-shirts, get with me, man. We already pay for Shopify, and that's with the POS system and everything. I want to say it's like $200 a month. It's like $194. It's way too expensive for guys like us. Honestly, we've been trying to find another way of doing it, but we would like to use it to sell our used parts in this mess of a shop that I got. And I'm trying to talk a couple other racers into buying their own shirts because, like I just said, when you sell t-shirts out of your trailer, if you're not winning, and if you win, you're gonna sell like 3 or 4 t-shirts. But if you can get your t-shirts in front of the fans and then have a really good heat race and win, and then go interact with the fans, you could sell $1,000 a t-shirt a night. And I would like to be able to put 3, 4, 5 of us in one trailer, so that, you know, you might not make that $1,000, you know, because we need to keep some of it too to help pay for the storefront, and be able to ship shirts for you if you sell them online, and be able to take care of it. But I feel like if you're willing to like give up a cut, we can sell you more shirts. You just gotta be willing to go racing with us, because I'm not gonna drag a t-shirt trailer to a place I'm not racing. But man, I don't know, man. It's been 18 minutes. I've just been out here talking. I'm in the middle of getting ready for a race this weekend, and just had some things on my mind. Just wanted to kind of get them out. Racing is a mental game, and sometimes, man, it can eat at you. It can win. I wanna be back on the fun side of it, but man, this weather, this summer, it's hot. Kind of out here by yourself. I do have Lenny, man. I'm hardly ever by myself, believe me. Beautiful wife and baby in the house. You know, I need to spend some time with them too. But it's tough, man. Racing's tough. I just shot this from the heart. Things that just run through my head. But man, if you made it this far, thank you. You're awesome. You're a fan. Yeah, you agree with this. And please find out a way to reach out to us, buy some t-shirts, help us with the race, help us with racing the car. If you can, man, we need it. And if it ain't us, man, find somebody else, find a young driver that you think might have a shot, and give them some support and see what it takes to help push them to the next level. Because I could tell you that nobody makes it there by themselves. Nobody. And if they make it off their name, it's because their family has something to help push them towards it. But I can tell you that nobody hops in a race car, nobody makes it to NASCAR without spending $500,000. No way. Not anymore. Not nowadays. No way. I mean, this race car here is $100,000, and you see them junk it for they race for $6,000 to win, and destroy cars and pop motors racing for a win for $6,000 to win. And 410s cost $75,000, and that's a $30,000 race car once you add all the titanium and everything into it. So it's nuts, man. It's nuts, the money that you can spend going racing. Hotels, food, pit passes. It's nuts. We love it. It's our own fault. It is our own fault. People spend a bunch of money going fishing too, right? It ain't like we're the only people that spend a lot of money on their hobbies. But you got highs and lows. You typically don't got to worry about somebody wrecking you fishing your boat. Typically. It does happen though. I've seen videos. So, man, like, comment, follow if you made it through here. This is just spitballing, but I got to get back to this because it ain't going to fix itself.